This is WZ Tales. Today's story follows a man whose live-in girlfriend comes home from a wellness retreat wearing another man's engagement ring, and he slowly discovers he is not the only one she promised a future to. As you listen, imagine the moment where you would have stopped giving her the benefit of the doubt. My girlfriend said, "I met someone else and I said yes." I replied, "This ends here, not with me." Then I changed the locks, sent her clothes to storage, met her so-called fiancé over coffee, and I just watched as more men she had promised forever to started reaching out one by one. My name is Andy. My girlfriend Ashley and I had been together for almost 3 years. I own a townhouse, just me on the deed. I pay the mortgage. She moved in about 2 years ago when her lease ended. She chipped in for maybe a quarter of the groceries and utilities. I never made it strict or transactional. I just asked her to help where she could, since she was paying off student loans. I honestly thought we were building a life. My family treated Ashley like she was already part of it. My mom asked for her opinion on recipes and holidays. My dad taught her how to use his smoker last summer. They told me more than once they were waiting on me to propose. Her family was different. To them, I was the computer guy she lives with. I had met them maybe 5 times in 3 years. They knew my first name. That was about it. Ashley works as a dental hygienist. When people asked what she did, she would say, "I work in healthcare." When they asked about me, it turned into, "He does computer stuff from home." I am a back-end developer for a fintech company. I work hard. I make decent money. I own my place. I do not need anyone to brag about me. But the way she described me always felt off, like she was downplaying what I did or felt embarrassed. I was not some big fancy title. Sometimes disrespect shows up in small phrases that you tell yourself not to worry about. About 6 months ago, she started going to the gym at 5 in the morning. Said she wanted to get ahead of the day. Then she started taking girls' trips every few weeks. I did not question it. I trusted her. When you share a home and years together, you assume you can trust. Looking back, that trust did most of the heavy lifting. Last week, she told me she was going on a wellness retreat in the mountains with some girlfriends. Detox, no phones, meditation, finding herself. She had done similar things before, so I said, "Have fun. Enjoy the break." Then I stayed home, worked, cooked, and went about my life. Sunday night around 9, I heard her key in the front door. She walked in, and I could tell something was wrong. Her eyes were red like she had been crying, but there was also this strange, excited energy in her face. Then I saw her hand. On her left ring finger was a massive diamond ring. Not the simple promise ring I had given her. This thing looked like it cost more than my car. I stared at it. "What is that on your hand?" She looked down, swallowed. We need to talk." I stood up from the couch. "Am I looking at an engagement ring, or am I seeing things?" She sat down across from me, took a deep breath like she was about to deliver bad news to a patient. "Please do not be angry. I met someone at my gym about 10 months ago. He is a physical therapist. He proposed this weekend." I said yes. I am not usually a loud person, but my voice went up. "What is his name, Logan?" "He really understands. I do not need to know what he understands." My brain went into debug mode, trying to parse the logic. "You are telling me you have been seeing someone for 10 months while living in my house." She started her speech. "We had grown apart. I worked too much." She felt lonely. She did not know how to tell me. She never meant to hurt me. She cried a little. It felt more like she was upset about getting caught than about what she had done. The mental gymnastics were impressive. She turned herself into the victim of her own cheating. I let her talk for maybe 2 minutes. Then I asked, "When is the wedding?" She blinked. "What, the wedding? You are engaged. When is it?" "September." But I wanted to explain. "Cool. Tomorrow you should go tell your parents the good news. They should hear about their future son-in-law from their daughter face to face. You owe them that much." She stared at me. "You are being really calm and it is freaking me out." "What do you want me to do?" I asked. "Beg you to stay, cry, ask you to choose me." I kept my voice level. I was not calm because I was fine. I was calm because if I let myself feel everything at once, I might put my fist through a wall. My girlfriend of 3 years had just walked into my house wearing another man's engagement ring after lying to me about where she was all weekend. I am not going to give you the satisfaction of an emotional scene. I am not talking about this anymore tonight. Tomorrow morning, you are driving to your parents to share your engagement announcement. I grabbed a blanket and went to the couch. She tried to say something else. I put headphones in. I did not sleep much. I just lay there in the dark, replaying everything. Those early morning gym sessions. The girls' trips that always seemed to line up with my work deadlines. The texts that made her smile before she put her phone face down on the table. The variable that never quite made sense. How does someone live with you, sleep in your bed, meet your family, eat meals you cook together, and at the same time plan a whole other future with someone else? The logistics alone seemed exhausting. Around 3 in the morning, on my own couch in my own house, I made a decision. I was not going to be the sad boyfriend who lets her drag things out for weeks. I was not giving her time to spin the story into we grew apart, or he was emotionally distant. She wanted to be engaged to Logan. Fine. She could do that somewhere else. Tomorrow she would go to her parents and tell them about the engagement, and while she was there, I would be making calls. Locksmith first, then my buddy Noah, who runs a small moving company. By the time she got back, I wanted her stuff packed and the locks changed. No negotiation. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is refuse to audition for a role someone has already given to someone else. In the morning, she left around 8 to drive to her parents' place, about 40 minutes away. She was nervous. She kept asking if we could talk more that night. We already talked, I said. The ring on your finger said everything. Her eyes welled up. You are really not going to let me explain? You explained last night. You met someone. You said yes. You have been lying to me for 10 months. What else is there? She opened her mouth, closed it, grabbed her keys and left. The second her car pulled away, I started dialing. First call was to Noah. Girlfriend came home engaged to someone else. I need her stuff out today. He paused, then said, Holy man, I can have a truck there by noon. But you owe me beer and the full story later. Second call was to a locksmith. I explained that I needed all locks changed that day. They had a 4 p.m. slot. Third call was to Ashley's older brother, Martin. He is the only one in her family I actually like. He once told me, if you two ever break up, give me a heads up so I do not get dragged into drama. So I gave him the heads up. Martin, it is Andy. Ashley came home last night engaged to a guy named Logan. I am ending it and moving her stuff out today. I wanted you to hear it from me first. Long silence. She did what? I gave him the short version. He was angry. He said he had no idea and thought we were solid. I told him I was renting a storage unit and would give him the code so he could help his parents and Ashley deal with it. He agreed right away. By 11, I had walked through the whole house with my phone, taking pictures of every room before I moved anything. Developer paranoia, I guess. Documentation matters. Then I started sorting. Everything that was clearly hers went into one area. Clothes, makeup, toiletries, the bike she never rode, her desk, decorative stuff she bought. I did not touch anything I was not sure about. I was not going to give her any reason to claim I stole or damaged something. Noah and his guy showed up at noon with the truck. It took them about 90 minutes to load everything. They were careful and efficient. I followed them to the storage facility near Martin's place. We unloaded, I took more photos, then texted Martin the address and gate code. Everything is here. 1 month paid. After that, it is between you and her. He replied, You are a better man than she deserves. I am sorry. At 4, the locksmith arrived. He changed the front door, back door, and the deadbolts. New keys. I collected every key copy Ashley had ever had and put them in an envelope. By 6, I was sitting in my house eating leftover pizza, looking at rooms with empty spaces where her things had been. The bathroom counter was bare. The closet had room. The bedroom felt bigger. It felt strange. Not happy, not exactly sad. More like closing a file that never saved properly. Around 9, I heard a car door and then loud knocking. Andy, open the door. Why is my key not working? I walked to the door but did not open it. Your stuff is at the storage unit near Martin's place. He has the code. It is your birthday. You cannot just lock me out. I live here. Your name is not on the deed. You do not pay the mortgage. There is no lease, and you just got engaged to someone else. I do not think you live here anymore. Then I heard an older man's voice, her dad. Son, open this door. We need to have an adult conversation. I almost laughed at that. With respect, sir, your daughter just told you she is engaged to a man named Logan. That is who you should be talking to about the wedding and the future. This ends here. There was more muffled arguing, Ashley crying, her mom's voice joining in. I went back to the couch, put on headphones, and turned on music. The knocking went on for another 10 minutes. Then silence. Their car drove away. Holding a boundary almost always looks cold to the people who benefited from you not having one. Later that night, around 11, my phone rang. Unknown number. Hello. Is this Andy? This is Logan, Ashley's, he paused. Fiancé, I think we should talk. He sounded tired, not aggressive. Yeah, I said, we probably should. We agreed to meet for coffee the next morning at a place halfway between us. I was not worried he would start a fight. If he wanted that, he would not have called first to schedule a latte. The next morning, I got there first, ordered an espresso, and sat in the back. Logan arrived right at 9. Tall, fit, but he looked like he had not slept in days. His shirt was wrinkled. When he sat down, he put his head in his hands for a moment. I really thought you were just her gay cousin, he said. She showed me pictures of the house, said it was hers, said she let you stay there after a bad breakup, said you were family. I believed her. I laughed once short. I did not know a boyfriend of 3 years who funded her life is called the gay cousin now. In my own house that I have owned for 4 years. Logan flinched. We both pulled out our phones. What followed felt like debugging code with a stranger. We compared timelines. My late work nights were his date nights. Ashley's girls' trips were weekends at his place. The wellness retreat was actually a resort 2 hours north that he booked to propose. She told me she worked crazy hours as a nurse, he said. I did not question why we could never grab lunch. She said patient privacy and scheduling made it hard. HIPAA this, HIPAA that. She is a dental hygienist, I said. I know that now. He showed me his phone. Photos Ashley had sent him of a bright white room with plants and a ring light. She told him it was her new studio for a photography and teeth whitening business she was launching. It was my living room, my balcony, my plants. She asked me to invest $15,000 in equipment, he said. She said she had already leased a place and these photos were proof she was serious. I transferred the money 2 months ago. She used my house to sell you a dream, I said. Yeah, he put his phone down. Her parents called me last night. They were standing in front of a storage unit full of her stuff and had just learned she had been living with some guy for 3 years. That is when I started putting things together. We sat there for a moment, 2 men who had both believed the same lies in different packaging. The engagement is off, Logan said. I got the ring back last night, told her we were done. She tried that I was confused, I love you both speech, like that helps. I told her to get out of my car. I am sorry, I said. Do not be. You are the reason I am not planning a wedding with her right now. He stood, offered his hand. I know this is weird, but thanks for posting your story. If I had not seen it, I would still be buying centerpieces. We shook hands and he left. That was not the end. Ashley's parents called my phone 16 times the next day. I did not answer. Their voicemails called me emotionally abusive, accused me of manipulating their daughter, demanded I let her back into the house to get her valuables. Then, Thursday afternoon, there was another knock. This time it was Ashley and a police officer. Sir, I am here for a civil standby, the officer said. Miss Ashley says she has belongings in the residence. Everything she owns is in a storage unit, I said. There is nothing left here. I have documentation. I showed him the photos I took before moving anything. The moving company receipt, the storage rental agreement, the text where I sent Martin the code and address. The officer looked at Ashley. "Ma'am, it appears your belongings have been relocated. This is a civil matter, not criminal. If you believe items are missing, you will need to pursue it through small claims court." Ashley's face went red. He can," the officer said. "It is his property. I suggest contacting the storage facility." They left. I thought that might finally be the end. Then, Friday night, I got a message on Reddit from a guy named Chris. He sent a screenshot of Ashley's Instagram from 4 months ago. Same engagement ring, same kind of caption about being engaged to her long-distance love. Chris lived in another state. He met Ashley on a dating app a year earlier. She told him she was a traveling healthcare consultant, which explained why they only saw each other once a month for conferences. He had proposed via video call 6 weeks before Logan proposed in person. She used the same ring in photos with both of them. I stared at the screenshot. Then I called Logan. "There is a third guy," I said. "Jesus," he replied. Now there were 3 of us. We started a group chat, the strangest one I have ever been in. 3 men comparing notes on the same person. According to Martin, things blew up for Ashley fast. Chris posted the whole story on Facebook, tagged her, and included screenshots of their messages, ring photos, and the timeline. He was angry and done, and he wanted people to know what she had done before anyone else got pulled in. It went viral in her circles. Her family saw it, her coworkers saw it, her friends saw it. Suddenly, it was not poor Ashley, her cruel boyfriend locked her out. It was 3 different men, 3 overlapping timelines, one person lying to all of them. Her job at the dental office got messy. People realized she had been using work time to juggle video calls and texts with 3 partners. Someone reported it to HR. She was transferred to another location, then quit and moved 3 states away. Her friend group, the one that covered for her girls' trips, fell apart. Some of them had thought she was planning some huge surprise for me and were helping. When the truth came out, they felt used. Her parents eventually wrote me a letter, a real one, in the mail. They apologized for calling me abusive, said they were ashamed of how they handled it, and that I deserved someone who would be proud to call me their partner instead of introducing me as the computer guy. It felt genuine. I have not replied yet. I am not angry at them. I just do not know what else needs to be said. Logan took her to small claims court and recovered about $9,000 of the $15,000 he gave her. She settled rather than relive the whole thing in public. Chris has moved on. He met someone local and left our group chat with a simple message saying he was grateful the truth came out when it did. Logan is dating again, slowly. As for me, I repainted the bedroom. Dark blue instead of the beige Ashley insisted on. I bought new furniture. I rented the spare room to a nurse who works nights. We have a clear written agreement. He pays on time and we mostly just nod at each other in passing. I have been on a few dates, nothing serious yet. I am not rushing. Here is what I have learned, sitting in a house that feels like mine again. Ashley did not play 3 men at once because we were not good enough. She did it because something in her needed constant validation and drama. That is about her, not us. The relationship I thought I was in did not really exist. I was dating a version of her that she curated for me, while she built other versions for Logan and Chris. When I think about that now, I do not feel sad about losing her. I feel relieved I found out who she really was. Here are some lessons from this story. Lesson 1. How someone introduces you says a lot about how they value you. If you are always the computer guy while you treat them like family, pay attention. Lesson 2. Secret schedules, sudden new routines, and trips that never quite line up can be red flags. Trust is important, but trust without awareness is not strength, it is denial. Lesson 3. You are allowed to set firm boundaries when you are betrayed. Protecting your home, your time, and your peace is not cruelty. It is self-respect. Lesson 4. Documentation and calm action often protect you better than anger. Photos, receipts, and clear communication with third parties can keep a messy breakup from turning into a legal nightmare. Lesson 5. Someone else's need to lie and juggle multiple lives is not proof that you are lacking. It is proof that they are not ready for honest partnership. Lesson 6. Walking away from a fantasy version of a person gives you a chance to build a real life, on your own terms, with people who do not need lies to feel alive. What about you? At what point would you have changed the locks in this situation? And have you ever discovered that a relationship you were in was not the only one that person was running? Share your thoughts in the comments.